So I mean, I was standing in front of like the fire department one day on Rexford, and this is when the whole because
the COVID.
yeah, and it's really awful, you know that
None of them got fired.
none of them really. What's the one that's suing them now?
He had a thing with the chief. It wasn't really about COVID.
It wasn't. Now, how could he say it publicly if it's not?
It had to do with personality and all kinds of things. And there's a real background story to that one.
Really, I mean, I've spoken to a lot of the fire department. I've been reporting for a long time, so I've spoken to many of them and thought that was pretty true. No,
I'm best friends with the chief.
I'm here with Josh Sattley, who is one of our heroes in Beverly Hills, who was let go, or I don't
Terminated.
Terminated
I was terminated.
because he didn't agree to get the COVID shots, that his not medical, but his religious exemption was denied. And I was told by one of our candidates running that everything I thought I knew about Josh's case and situation to be different. So I had to call to see if he would meet with me so I can get some clarification, so that the community knows what's really happening, and so that you know, I believe in 100% transparency, and we're going to hear it from Josh.
So I'm married with 4 kids. She stays at home with the kids, and this job was great because it provided for all of us. But I didn't work for 5 to 6 months unpaid. What do they think that does to?
And would unemployment pay you, or no, because you were fired or terminated?
No, I didn't get unemployment. I didn't get food stamps. Nothing. There was very generous people though that did donate.
And I believe there was an incident with the fire department and the police after that happened, where there was a call for a cardiac patient and they had taken some trucks away. What are you laughing for?
Because that story was told over and over and it wasn't accurate.
It wasn't accurate, so we didn't lose a resident. We did not, the resident didn't die.
But that story's been repeated many times.
I believe in 100% transparency, and we're going to hear it from Josh.
I know the police were on scene, and the fact is we don't know if they were vaccinated or not. So they took the unvaccinated firefighter, put him at station 1 where he sat, was not allowed to respond to that call, and there was one less paramedic there, and the outcome possibly could have been different had he been there. And that's the honest truth. We don't know if what would have happened, but he should have been there, and he wasn't because of
I was told that we didn't lose a cardiac patient due to
well, of course they're going to say that.
Actually, I was told we didn't lose a cardiac patient. I was told the whole story was a rumor, like, that just keeps going around. That's not true.
The facts are there was a full arrest at 2's area. PD was on scene. I don't know who was there first. I'd have to pull. If there's a public record, we can pull them.
What date was it?
I believe it was October 1st or October 2nd. But there was one less paramedic on scene that should have been there, and he was sitting on the truck doing nothing because that was chief's order. And then he came out and said that we have the same level of care that we've always had, which is a lie. And then he came out and said,
punishing firefighters for not getting the vaccine. He was he was punishing the department and the community, essentially.
Exactly. That's what he was doing. And then again, they punished me October 1st when I don't know how they try to justify it, but they bypassed my due process. They bypassed the Firefighter Bill of Rights, which is state law, clearly stating if you have a demotion, a loss of wages, any kind of penalty or anything like that, you have to go through a specific process, which they totally bypassed. They put me off. I have an email from Shelley over saying that I was relieved of duty, that I'm on unpaid leave until further notice. And in fact, in the same email, she tried to put me on a work schedule, 8 to 3 every day, where I had to be available for phone calls and other things. But still unpaid.
Not in the firehouse, but at home.
No,
8 to 3.
she put me on some kind of phantom work schedule where I'm unpaid and relieved of duty. So I don't even know what that was about. Then she tried to restrict all my First Amendment rights by putting me on a blanket gag order, which I know is completely illegal. So they did all these things, and they also
They really
discriminated.
love lawsuits in our city, huh?
I'm disgusted with city council members who had the audacity to stand with us on September 11th, and take pictures with the fire department on September 11th, the end of the month, that we exemptions and they never had any clear intention on helping us. They never had any good faith negotiations. They were all bad faith negotiations. They lied to us, and they had different intentions, and they never were clear or straight with our association. And I'm going to defend my association in the sense that we have done everything for this city and this community. We have always come to the table with good attitudes. We serve the community with a smile on our face because that's what we do, and we've always had to try to have a good relationship with our city and our city council. And we helped get some of those people elected and into those seats. We put yard signs out. We would go knock on doors in an association. So it is complete betrayal in my mind. They've stabbed us in the back, and they've severed those relationships and everything else.
And when there's no requirement for the police department, and
Exactly.
that to me is
So
mind-blowing. We can get back.
LA City, LA City, they have requirements for their police officers, and for if you read the health mandate, it's really anybody who's in touch with patients, anybody who's in touch with patients, contact, or even those people that are like third-party vendors. So like at the hospital, if you come in and you do the towels, like Cintas, that company, they're supposed to be vaccinated as well. So you would assume that the police officers, because they're in contact with, I would say, upwards of 20% of the patients that we have, from, suicidal, homeless, combative, whatever. We have a lot of patients where we're with PD on those all the time.
Yeah, but
And
how about all the ones that they're on, you're not on? I mean, arresting people, you got to get close to people when you're arresting them.
Exactly.
You're not doing your job.
Exactly. And, I saw the interview with John Mirish. He says we're doing mouth-to-mouth on patients, which is ignorant and honestly just a stupid statement, because no first responder does mouth-to-mouth. We have equipment, professional equipment that we use. We use body substance isolation so that we don't contaminate the patient, or so that we don't get contaminated. So there would be a pocket shield at a bare minimum that we would use, but we use BVM. He doesn't know our equipment, and he doesn't know our policy, because we all wear masks and gloves on every call. So for him to say that is completely ignorant and uneducated, okay? And he doesn't know what he's talking about. Also, the healthcare mandate allowed for the individual fire department to make the rules on how they wanted to do it. So they did leave a little wiggle room, I guess, to be more stringent if that's what they want to do. But now they're really infringing on my own personal rights. They're coercing us now and putting us in a position by denying, first of all, my religious exemption, which is protected by Title VII. Then what they've done is on October 1st, when it went into effect, they put me off on unpaid leave. Unpaid leave.
So wait, you went on unpaid leave?
I went on unpaid leave.
I was told you
without
were still being paid. I was actually told that you were back at work.
No, I'm not back at work. I was terminated on March 9th. At the end, when they terminated me, they did make an agreement with the association that they would give me my back pay, which they did. However, they did it in a way that I was taxed over 60% of my back pay. And for a man, I'm married with 4 children. My wife doesn't work. I wasn't making any money for 6 months.
You said married, not unmarried.
I'm married. Yeah, married
Right,
with
okay.
4 kids.
That's
Sorry. So I'm married with 4 kids. She stays at home with the kids, and this job was great because it provided for all of us. But I didn't work for 5 to 6 months unpaid. What do they think that does to?
And would unemployment pay you, or no, because you were fired or terminated?
No, I didn't get unemployment. I didn't get food stamps. Nothing. There was very generous people though that did donate, so that I could at least
And that's
put food
part
on
of our system, Josh, though, that needs changing too, because I've been put into that situation as well and can't get any help. And
I paid taxes my whole life. Okay, my whole working life, I've paid taxes, and all these things. And we had an unfortunate event last week. My daughter broke her arm playing soccer, and I don't have insurance right now. And I'm gonna have to figure out how to pay for this, where I paid into Medi-Cal my whole life, and I'm not even gonna really be able to reap those benefits because we haven't qualified.
And you're over,
So-
and for Medi-Cal, you can't qualify. Why? Because
They look at my taxes from last year, and if you look at my taxes from last year, yeah, I made good money last year.
right,
But that was last year.
right.
I got laid off October 1st, terminated March 9th. So I want to get into though what Chief Barton has done to the department.
Oh, I lost him. You're muted. Sorry, I'm just texting him. I just want to clear up some things, because he did mention something and I do now have questions about it. There was something in LA County with the police that there was mandates for. I think he said, we didn't mandate them for our police department. They both serve the people. They should both be kind and courteous. They should both be able to do their jobs, whether they subject themselves to these emergency use experimental shots. And because everybody knows that throughout the entire time, they were out there doing their jobs. And we really, as a city, deserve better than this for all of our people. And we deserve to know the truth. And when we're paying these people as much money as they're being paid, all of them, everyone that works for the city, and everybody is going to be held accountable for actions that have caused harm on other people. So I think moving forward, we should all just agree that we're going to start to be honest around here. And just know that people are going to find out the truth otherwise. So I have to run because I have somebody waiting for me. And I hope y'all are creating a great day. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.